be easy, the end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my waist, payback in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word, bring light into the dark. And I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I feed. Now they walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby facts off. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dump dogs all boxed out. Behind me say I cut full. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to something. Flow so deep, it drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head. And I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, we tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing. Gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she's so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, and tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter. The lies are sweet, tried everything. I guess me and YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak, and teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man. They better bring their bloody band sheets. Chaos match the time. This Glock match my handpiece, and I ain't trying to take them out, but I will defend this house or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. She call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. To the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. Bring that hot blood, you bitch. Say loyal to the king. To the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. Bring that hot blood, you bitch. Say loyal to the king. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Hashem Shabbat Thumb, to all the brothers, and Yahweh Shemal Thumb, Hashem Yahshua, to all the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer 50 Shari 1. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. All right, Lucky, bear with me. We're about to get started. All right, Salakia. We got Trooper Brachiala with us. What's going on, Aki Tawab?
Everything's Tawab, by the one.
Come, most of Chris. We're gonna start off. Let's start off going over the alphabet. You're just following along. You're watching. Practice writing this out. All right, practice writing it out. Practice pronunciating it. All the characters. This is a very important part to learning our language. All right. Again, this is Friday night Lashawan Kodash class. We're teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans their original language. All right. That original language is Hebrew. This is the language that Adam used to communicate with the Most High. All right, and he passed that down to his ancestors. So going over the alphabet, it's a little different from English. In the Hebrew, we don't have letters, we have characters. All right, and each character represents something, right? A character being an image, right? So we got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta,
Yeah.
Ya. Trooper, go ahead and see if you can pronounce the whole alphabet from the top.
Kana wakan. Aba gada hawa zakata ya kalamanasa ipat zakwa rashata.
Well done. No sign Chris. No sign Chris. No. Sa I pa za kwa ra sha pa. All right. So that's all 22 characters in the Hebrew. We're gonna practice writing out the Assyrian as well. The reason we want to practice the Assyrian is because most of the scriptures that we have today are all written in Assyrian.
Salaki, I have a question.
Come on.
When reading the Assyrian Hebrew, how do you figure out where are the connectors?
Right. That's a great question. And that's something that I'm still learning. And so I have a list of words. And I ask the men above me if this is a correct translation. And so yeah, the men above us give me that understanding. But that's something I'm still learning. All right. And that's another thing that I'm gonna get back to you on. All right.
Canada Wakan.
Yeah, I actually have a list of animals in the process. For example, like a warrior is lion, right? We got Yahweh is a dove, Isaiah is a goat, Kashar is a sheep. So I'm working on that list for you. Just bear with me, and I'll also get that answer for you when translating. Because one of the issues that we have, or that I have, is that the pronunciation of the Yiddish is different from how we pronunciate our words. And in their alphabet, they actually have vowels, right? They have vowels and consonants, and that's something that's new to the Hebrew. And so that's why I'm still learning how to translate the words properly. And I never want to give the wrong word. You understand? I always want to make sure that the spelling that I have is from the man that's above me. Yeah, I'll do my best to help get that answer for you. All right. All right. So we got in the Assyrian, we got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Za, Wa, Za, Ka. So in the Assyrian too, we have 5 characters that have 2 different symbols.
Salaki, the one.
Khan.
The ka, you put it as ka. In the Assyrian.
In the Assyrian, the ka. What are you saying?
This one is the one before the law.
Right. Oh, hey, Most High Christ. Come on, right. So this is a ka, the ch. I'm skipping a couple letters, so we got ka, ta, basket, ta, ya. Then we have a ka. The water for that. So we got Abba, Gada, Ha, Was, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, we got a Na, Sa, I, Ha, oh, Ha, Za, Wa, Ra, Sha, and a Fa. All right. So this is something that's good to practice every day. All right. I've been practicing this for a couple months now. Every so often I still make mistakes, right? Like I had to correct myself on the car. I was moving a little too fast. And the I had to make sure I had the right I. It's similar to the tazah, right? So we practice this every day. Eventually we just get better and better, right? So in the Syrian we got Abba, Gada, Ha, Waza, Kata, Ya. This is a Ka with a K, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Ha, Tazah, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. All right. So what we're gonna move on to next, something very important so that we can understand the Hebrew better, is our prefixes and our suffixes. And I'm gonna go over that because most of the lesson today is gonna revolve around forming sentences. So let's see if I can get this all on the board. Try to make it small. So we got prefix. So we got prefix. We got prefix and suffix for the preposition. For preposition and possessive pronouns, all right? Hey, can you read out all the prefixes that we have?
Karawakan. Do you want the translation as well?
No, just read out the words first in the Hebrew.
Kananawakan. So a, ba,
Yep.
da, ha, wa.
With a K or a CH?
I didn't get there yet, but it would be ka with a K.
So Abba da ka.
Ha ba da ha.
Oh, ha. That's right. Ha. Abba da ha. Keep going.
Ya, ka with a K. La, ma, sha,
Sha.
Kananawakan. Sha and tha.
You said Sha and then Ka.
Tha.
Yeah. Oh, Tha. Right. I got you. Let me try to fit all of this. Yeah. Yeah. So Slacky, it was Ha Ya Ka.
Ha wa.
Ha Wa. Keep going. Ha Wa.
Ya, ka.
Yep. La Ma.
La, ma, sha, tha.
Shafta. All right. And then what do we got for Ah?
It's I or I am.
Yep. And what's Ba?
In,
Yep. Da.
do,
Yep. Ha.
the,
Yep. Wa.
and,
Ya.
it or he,
Yep. Ka.
as or like,
La.
to or for,
Ma.
of or from,
Of or from. Yep. And Sha.
whom, which, or pertaining to,
Kan. And then Tha.
thou, thee, or you.
Kan. Whom which pertaining to, and then Tha is thou or thee. All right. What do we got for suffixes?
So it starts with a ya,
Huh?
ka with a K,
Yep.
wa, ha, nawa,
Keep
kam,
going. Kam.
and kan,
Oh, Khan. That's K-A-N.
K-A-M, other one.
Khan. Kam. And then what do we got next?
Ma and na.
Ma and Na. All right. So what do we got for Ya? What's
My,
that mean in English? My. Ka.
you or your.
Yeah. Keep going.
Wa is he or his.
Yeah. Ha.
Her,
We got Noah.
our,
Our. Khan.
y'all, feminine,
Khan is feminine or masculine?
Khan is feminine.
Khan is feminine. Is that what we got?
Khan wa Khan.
Khan is. I got you. I got it. I got written Khan first. So Khan is feminine. Feminine plural. Calm.
Kam is masculine plural.
Yep. You got masculine plural. Ma.
Is there masculine plural?
And then na.
Is there feminine?
All right. Most High in Christ. Now this is something else on top of the alphabet that I highly recommend going over every day. Because if you can start remembering these, what all these mean in the English, then when you start reading the Hebrew, words will make sense. So what we're gonna go over today is we're gonna go over a couple verses. And I've just taken a sentence from each verse and broke that down. All right. So we're gonna start off in Exodus 4 and verse 14. Exodus 4 and verse 14. Salaki, give me 1 second. All right. All right, Salaki. So we're going to Exodus chapter 4 and verse 14. Let me share my screen and I can go to each verse so that everybody can see the sentences I'm breaking down. We're gonna go Blue Letter Bible. We're gonna start in Exodus 4. Exodus 4, verse 14. All right. Can you see my screen okay?
Kanana Wakan.
Are you able to read that? Or is that too small for you?
That's Toab.
That's Tawab? Let me make it. Try to make it as big as possible. All right, so Exodus 4 and verse 14. Go ahead and read that.
In English,
La'ai. Read it in the Hebrew if you can.
Kanana Wakan. Wayaka Wayakar Rab Wayakarapa Ya Yahawa Bamash Bamasha Waya Mar Allah Allah
Allah, yep. Keep going.
uh, um, Ahad Ahadan
Salakia. Aharon.
Slagi Aharan
Want to take a guess on what that means?
um,
I'm gonna slow it down for you. So we got wa aran. What's wa mean as a prefix,
and
right? And then we have aran.
in the anger
I'll give you one tip. It's somebody's name. Wa aran.
Aaron
There you go. Mosai and Christ. Keep going.
um, Ataya um, Salakia Atayaka
Keep going.
Ala Alawaya Ya Yadai um, Yadai I Yadaitaya um, Kaya Dabar Kaya Dabar Yadabar Hawa'a, Wagam, Ha na Hana Ha Wa'a, Hana Hawa'a, Yataza, 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 um, La Ra'a, La Ra'ataka, Wara'aka, Washamaka, Washamak, Ba Balabana.
Also in Christ. Also in Christ. When you get down the Lashua and Kodash and you can pronounce it, you can begin to sound out all these characters, right?
Canada Wakan.
The Most High in Christ, and to give you a hand for that, right? Reading in Hebrew.
I think it's just hard without the connectors.
God, absolutely. I think the Lashua and Kodash, to me, is a lot simpler and a lot easier to understand than the Assyrian.
Canada Wakan.
We got Hawa, Hawa, and then we got Yataza, Yataza. All right. So again, part of today's lessons, we want to practice. We're going to be practicing. Let me unshare my screen. So we're going to be practicing our prepositions and our possessive pronouns. Right? Salaki, can you see the board okay?
Canada Wakan.
All right. So I just took down part of the sentence in Exodus 4:14. We have Wagam, Hana, Hawa'a, Yata, Za'a. All right. So one of the things we want to do when we're breaking down these sentences in the English is we want to look for our root words and we want to look for our prefixes and suffixes, right? So we got so up here we got Wagam. Let's break this down. We got Gam is also. Hana means to look. Hawa'a is he. And Yataza'a is coming. All right. So we got a prefix in here on this word wagam. What's that prefix wa mean?
And
God. God. So Exodus 4:14. Salaki, can you read that in the, or Salaki, I'll read that in the English. So Exodus 4:14 says, "And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses, and he said, Is not Aaron the Levite thy brother? I know that he can speak well. And also," which is where we're starting, "and also, behold, he cometh forth." All right? And that's what we got broken down right here. So when we're translating from Hebrew to English, some of these words, can't be translated directly to the English, which is why we have these prefixes and suffixes to help us understand what they were saying in the Hebrew, right? So the translators broke it down as, "and also, behold, he cometh," right? And when we translate this, when we just read it in the Hebrew, it would say, "and also, look, he coming," right? So we're gonna go to Exodus 6, and we're gonna go verse 27. Let me know when you got that all written down.
Ottawa.
Yeah. And Salakia, Brakia Allah. We'll just do a quick side note. This is just for you, just gonna get you 2 words, okay?
Kana Wakan.
So working to I don't know if you want to start a separate note. So I just got 2 words for you. All right. So we got a dove. We got a sheep. So the word dove in the Hebrew is YAHANNA. 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 And then the word sheep, I'll spell that up here too for you if you want. YAHANNA. And then sheep. Sheep is kabosh. Kabosh. You got that done?
Kana wakan, the water one.
Ah, no sweat. I think I'll still when I get a complete list, I'll spend maybe 10, 15 minutes one class, and I'll just do a whole list of animals. All right.
Kana wakan.
All right. So we're gonna go to Exodus 6 and verse 27. Let me share my screen. Oop. So Exodus 6 and verse 16. Let's try reading one more, just for some practice,
Salaki,
and then the rest I'll just put up on the board. What's that?
Salaki, can you zoom in?
Let's see what I can do. For some reason, there we go. Is that better?
Kana wakan.
All right. See if you can read that.
One second, I don't
Yeah.
want. Ham
Yeah.
Hamadabariam. Hamadabariam. Alapar I ha Mala um Ma Malara no Salakia Malaka Mataz
But it's like, let me catch up. You're at Hamara Barayam. Oh, you read that? You just said Malak. Well, Shalaki, keep going. Let me try to catch up with you.
Malak
Malak.
Matazariam Lahawatazaya Yaha Lahawatazaya
So that's Laha. Oh, Shalaki. Something popped up on my screen.
Ata
Keep
Ba
going.
Banaya or Banya
Yeah.
Yasharallah Ma Matazar Yam Hawa'a, Masha'a, Ya, Har, Yaharan,
Waharan. Waharan.
Wa'aharian.
Yeah, that's a lot of. There's a lot of prefixes in that word there.
Kana
Wa
Wakan.
Waharan. All right. Just give me 1 sec to get this up on the board. We have Hawa'a, Ha, Hawa'a, Masha, Masha, Wa, Ha, Ra. Ra. All right. So in the English, we got these are that Moses and Aaron. That's what we're breaking down after the semicolons. So we got Hawa'a, Ha, Hawa'a, which is that. We got Masha, which is Moses. Wa, Aha, Aha, Ram. Aaron, 2 ways. All right, so that's what those words look like in the Hebrew with the connectors. We got Hawa'a, Masha, Wa, Aharon. Right? So again, we got a prefix here. We got Wa, Aharon. What's that word Wa mean?
And
Yeah. All right, we're not going over anything too complicated. We're just going to get some practice with our prefixes and suffixes. So Hawa'a, which means that. Moses, Hawa'a, Masha, Wa, Aharon. And how the translators wrote that out in English is uh, these are that Moses and Aaron. All right, let's keep going. So we're just gonna stick to the Hebrew now. We're gonna go Jeremiah 5 and verse 12. Jeremiah 5 and 12. We got Wa, Ya, Amar, Ya, Amar, Ya, Ya, Amar, Ya, La, Hana. It's like La, Hawa'a, La, Hawa'a, La'a, Hawa'a, Ya, Amar. Oh, Amar, Hawa'a, Hawa'a, Hawa'a. All right, let's try to break this down. So in the Hebrew, we got Ya, Amar, La'a, Hawa'a. All right. Can you see the prefixes in this word?
The Wa.
The Wa, Khan. Is that all for the prefixes?
Also the Ha, I think, in Hawa'a.
Slaki. So a prefix always goes at the beginning of a root word, right? So we
Kanawakan.
have Wa, then we have Ya. Is Ya a prefix?
Um, I think not.
Okay. So then it would be Ya Amar. Are you saying Ya Amar? Ya Amarwa is the rest of the word?
Kanawakan.
All right. So you're right with the first one. We got Wa, which means and. But there's actually, we got a suffix at the end. Yeah, we got a suffix at the end, which would be, you know what Wa is if it's a suffix?
Salaka, one moment. Wa means he or his.
Khan.
He or his.
That's right. So we're just missing one, which is the Ya. So we actually have two prefixes in this word. And what does Yah mean if it's a prefix?
Yah is it or he.
God. It, he. So when we see the Hebrew, we always want to try to look for the root word. Now, what you can do, if you do have a blue letter Bible out, when you're looking at your words, you're going to see all these characters. You're going to see the wa, ya, ma, ra, and the wa. And they're going to give you the definition of what they think it's saying. And within that definition, you're going to see something called the root word. A lot of the Strong's definitions have a root. And the root word in here would be amar, which means said or to speak. Right?
Canada will come.
This is how it looks broken down in the English. While Yahah would be and it/he, said he, no he. Now, how does that sound in the English? Does that sound like it makes sense?
La.
Right. So we got this word. I'm going to see if you can figure this out. We have and he said he. What do you think he said he means if you were trying to write that out in a sentence? You have two he's.
Well, I'm referring myself to the verse. It would be
Let's pull that up.
and he said, "It is not he."
But let me go with you. So we're at Jeremiah 5 and verse 12. Jeremiah 5 and verse 12. And it says, they have believed the Lord and said it is not he. Neither shall evil, it is not he. Let me double check that. Right, so they believed, it says they have believed, right? They have believed the Lord and said, it is not he. So in this sentence, when it says he said he, is this speaking about one person or two people?
Two people.
Right. So instead of saying he said he, how would we say that in the English?
Not sure I want.
Yeah, sure, no sweat. So what the translators did is when they see two he's, right? They better translate it as they. Does that make sense?
Canada will come.
Now we know we hear. I don't know if you've heard this, but I.S.U.P.K. we say that the King James Version is the most accurate translation, right, from the Hebrew and the Greek to the English, because the translators did a very good job trying to put these scriptures together. We're trying to put these words in English together. So instead of saying he said he in English, we would say they said. Right? So that's Waya Amar. Verse 12. And that's just an example of how we use some of these prefixes and suffixes. All right, let's move on to another one. We're going to go Exodus 16 and verse 15.
So like you said, 15 and 16.
We're going Exodus chapter 16, verse 15.
Kana wakan.
Exodus 16 and 15. And we're starting at Ha-Wa'ah. Ha-Wa'ah. A lot of these words I'm using, they're going to be very familiar. So we got Wa-Ha-Wah, Ha-Lakam, Ha-Wa-Kam, Ha-Lakam. We got Ha-Wa'ah, Ha-Lakam, Ashar, Ashar, Nathan. Nathan. Ha-Wa'ah. Ha-Wa'ah is he. We have Ha-Lakam, Ashar, Nathan. All right. Can you see the prefix in this word? Ha-Lakam.
It'd be the ha.
And what's that mean?
Salakia. Ha mean the.
The bread. So Exodus 16 and verse 15. And it says, and when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, it is manna. For they was not what it was. And Moses said unto them, this is the bread which the Lord hath given. This is the bread which the Lord hath given to eat. All right. So we got Ha-Wa'ah, which means he. Ha-Lakam, the bread. Ashar, which is which. And Nathan, which means to give. Oh, I missed one word in there. Salakia. We have Yahweh. Yeah, Yahweh. Salakia. So we have Ha-Wah-Ha, Ha-Wah-Ah, Ha-Lakam, Ashar, Nathan, Yahweh. And Yahweh in the English means the Lord. All right. Yes. So Yahweh, if you don't know, that's a some people know it as a tetragrammaton. We have a Yah, Ha, a Wa, and a Ha. Some people say in the Assyrian a Yod He Wad He, or Yod He Bad He, which is where they get Jehovah from. Those four characters in the Hebrew is a Yah, a Ha, a Wa, and a Ha. And for some Israelites out there who say Yahweh Ha, something you got to understand is we have connectors in our language, and the connectors tell us how we pronounce a word. So it's not Yahweh Ha. The Wa and the Ha connect, so we pronounce it Yahweh. All right. So in the English we have He, the bread which give, the Lord. Right. We better read that in the English, like the Lord which gives bread. Right? Well, the Lord gives us bread. How'd they write that? In Exodus 16 and 15, they wrote, "This is the bread which the Lord hath given." All right. We're going to go to Psalms chapter 24 and verse 1. Psalms 24 and verse 1. If you could read that, Baba Kasha, in the English.
You said Psalms?
Psalms 24 and verse 1.
There's the book of Psalms, chapter 24, verse 1. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein.
Read that one more time for me.
Karawakan. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, world, and they that dwell therein.
The earth is the Lord's. That's what we're going to go over. We're just going to do these two words. La Yahweh. La Yahweh. And then we have Ha, Ha, Ra, Taza. Ha, Ra. All right. So we got this first word here, La Yahweh. What's the root word in there?
Yahweh,
God, which means
the Lord's name.
God. So Yahweh is the Lord. And we have a prefix, which is La. What's La mean?
It's 2 or 4.
2 or 4. La. God. 2 or 4. Then we have Ha-Arataza. Do you see the root word in there?
Arataza,
Rataza, close. We have, do you see the prefix in there?
Ha,
Ha, Khan, which means what?
the,
The. And then is a prefix?
La. I think it is. It is.
What's that prefix?
I mean, I or I am.
I or I am. So now, what we got to do, I'll pull up that word just so that we know exactly what the root word is. We're going to go to Psalms 24 and 1. The word, if we look at the Strong's H776, we have Ra-Tazah. So when we look at the Strong's, that will tell us what the root is. So Strong's H776 is Arataza. All right. So if you were translating this on your own, I would recommend always looking for what the root word is. All right. See if I can pull this on my screen. Not sure if you can make that out.
It's a bit flu out of one. It's
But we
blurry.
have, yeah, I don't know if that has to do with the screen from the phone. But we have three characters in there. We have a Ra, and a Tazah. And how they would say it in the Yiddish is Eretz. How we say that in the Hebrew is Aratazah, which means earth. All right?
Canada Wakan.
And I'll write this down. Another time you might see this word Aratazah is if you see the word land or country. All right? It can have different meanings. So Aratazah means earth, land, or country. And when we read the context of a verse, that always helps us understand what word would be better used. All right. So let's go to the next one we got. We're going to go Genesis 39 and verse 6. Genesis 39 and verse 6. All right, so Genesis 39 and verse 6, we got Halakam, Halakam. We have Ashar, Hawa'ah, Hawa'ah. We have Halakam, Ashar, Hawa'ah. Halakam, Ashar, Hawa'ah. All right. So you may have seen these words a couple of times now. What's that word Hawa'ah mean?
Means
Do you
he.
know? Khan? What does Ashar mean?
Salakia. Ashar. Which?
Khan? Which? Then we have Halakam. We have a root of the Salakia, the prefix Ha. What does Ha mean?
The.
Khan? Halakam. Lakam is bread. Halakam. We have Halakam, Ashar, Hawa'ah. And then we have Wakal. 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 So Genesis 39. Genesis 39 and 6 says, and he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat. The bread which he did eat. That word bread is lakam. When we say ha lakam, means the bread. Ashar, which is which. Ha wa'ah means he. And eat is wa-ka. All right. So we're going to go to the next one. We got two more. We're going to go Genesis chapter 27. Genesis 27 and verse 18. Genesis 27 and verse 18. Can you read that for me in the English, Baba Kasha?
Kanada Wakan. Genesis chapter 27, verse 18. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son?
Yeah. You want to try reading that in the Hebrew? Can you see that?
Kanada Wakan. Wayaba'a.
Oh, yeah. Go on, keep going.
Abawa'a.
Yeah.
Abaya. Waya'amar. Ana.
Go on. No sign, Chris. So we have ya, ba'a, all, wa'a, all. Abba, Wa. We have Abba, Yah, Abba, Yah, Wa, Yah, Amar, Anna. Anna. All right, let's break all this down. So we have Wa, Yah, Ba'a. Do you see any prefixes in this first word here?
Wa.
Khan? Is that it?
Ya.
Khan? So what does Wa mean?
And
Khan? And what does Ya mean?
Ya means Salakia, he.
Khan. It slash it or he. So then we have all, which means two. Abba, 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 Wa'a, Abba. Oh, Salakia. Spelled that wrong. This is Abba Yawa. Abba Yawa. Abba Yawa. So we'll break this down first. Ba'a means came. Right? So, and it or he came to Abba Yawa. Do you see the root word in this word?
Abba,
Khan, which means
father.
Father, Most High in Christ. So we have Father, and then after the Father, is this a suffix or a prefix?
Be a suffix.
Khan. So what does Ya and Wa mean? Is that one word or two words?
2 words.
Khan. So what does Ya mean?
Ya is he or his. Salakia, Ya is my,
Khan, my. And then Wa.
he or his.
Khan. So we have Wa Ya Ba'a, and he came to Father my he. We have Abba Ya. Do you see the root word here?
Abba,
God. Which means what?
father.
God. And then what does the suffix mean?
Ya is Salak. Ya is my.
God. Abba Ya is my father. And then we have Wa Ya Amar. So do we have a prefix to start?
Wa.
God. Then we have Ya. Is Ya a prefix?
Kana wa kan.
God. So what does what Yah mean?
Hear it.
Wa is hear it,
So like a Y is and.
and then Yah,
He.
God, and he. So Amar means to speak, to speak. Amar means speak, to speak. What it says, speak says, to say. And then we have Hana. So this word Hana means here and now. Here, here and now. So again, let's go to Genesis 27 and verse 18. And it reads, and he came unto his father and said, my father. So that's the first sentence we have in Genesis 27 and 18, and that's what we broke down. All right? And he came, how we would say it better in the English, and he came to my father, and my father spoke. And that word here and now, another way you can say here and now, I'll break that word down after. Go ahead and write this down, and then I'll write Hana out a little bit bigger. Well, you know what? When we fit this, we can fit this in. So we have Hana. If I say, so this word Hana in the Hebrew, there's no direct English translation for this word. Okay? But what they're saying in Hebrew is saying, if you were to say the phrase Trooper Brachiala, if you were to say I'm here right now, right? How we could better say that in the English is I'm present. You understand?
Kana Wakan.
It's like a present tense. Or you're saying I'm here. I'm in front of you. Right? Like I'm standing in front of your face. All right? So that word hana, it means here and now. That would be the direct translation to the English, the closest we could get. But when some of the sentences you read, you might actually see the word belong to. Right? Like if the Most High is speaking and he says, Hana, I'm here, I'm present. Right? Depending on the context, it could mean like, you belong to me. Right? So Genesis 27 and 18, again it says, and he came unto his father and said, my father. And that's what we got down here. So what we're going to do is we'll go over one more. Another example where we see that word Hana. All right, so we're going to go to 2 Samuel. Chapter 13 and verse 35. So Hana, Banya, Hamalak, 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 Ba'awa, Ba'awa, Ba'awa. All right. So we got the word Hana. You remember what that means?
To be present.
Huh? Yeah. It means here and now, or to be present. So we have Hana, Banya. Let's see if we can break that word Banya down. All right, so Hana, Banya, Ha-Malak, Ba'awa. So we have this word Banya. Do you see a prefix in this word?
The ba.
The Ba. Okay. So we have a Ba, we have a Na, and we have a Ya. Do you see a suffix in this word?
La, the one.
La. All right. So now, this word Banya. There is a suffix. We have ya. And the ba in this word, it's not a prefix. We actually have the root word. We have ban. You know what that word ban means?
La.
La. Have you been to have you seen any of our Salaki, what do you call that? Salaki, the word every Saturday we have our Sabbath service. Salaki. So every Saturday we have a Sabbath service, and before you come on the podium, we'll introduce ourselves. Right? Have you ever done that? Have you done that before?
La, the one.
All right. So how you would introduce yourself is you would say, Trooper Barak Ya Allah, Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasharallah.
Karawakan.
You're from the tribe of Ban Yamyan, right?
Karawakan.
All right. So if you say Barak Ya Allah, Ban Yamyan, you have an idea of what the word Ban means?
From?
Nope. Close. Do you know what Ban Yamyan means?
Of?
La'a. Do you know what Ban Yamyan means?
Benjamin?
Yeah. So Benjamin means son of the right hand. That's what that name means. Son of the right hand. All right? So when you see that word ban, that means son.
Karawakan.
All right? So now we have a suffix here, which is ya. And ya in the English is my. All right? So this next word, hamalak. Can you see what the root word is there?
Malak?
Malak, Most High Christ. And you know what malak means?
La.
Malak is king.
Karawakan.
King. Sometimes you'll see malak as messenger or angel. All right? So we have a prefix here, which is ha. What does ha mean?
The?
God. So ha malak is the king. And then the last word we have is ba'awa. Ba'awa. And ba'awa means to go or come. All right?
Karawakan.
Ba'awa. So we'll just read that in the English. We'll see how they broke that down. We're going to 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 35. And it reads, And Jonadab said unto the king, Behold, the king's sons come, As thy servant said, so it is. Right? So, as I was saying, that word hana, we don't have a direct translation for that word in English. The word they use in this context, or this sentence, they use the word behold. Right?
Khan.
So when you say that word behold, you're thinking of, you kind of get in the sense of like what's in front of you, right? You say behold, you're trying to grab somebody's attention. You're trying to grab somebody's attention and you're saying like, look what's in front of you, right? So we say hana is here and now, right? To be present, something that's in front of you, right? So hana, banya, behold my son, the king is come. All right. So those are just some examples. Those are some of the breakdowns. We just went over small parts in each of those verses, right? But what we're really practicing today is we're just going over prefixes and suffixes, right? Just so we can better see how these sentences are formed, all right? So with that, we're gonna end the class. Let's clap it up. We're gonna do the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We're gonna say a prayer and then we'll salute out. All right, these are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to show themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Find it in Numbers 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, freewill offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. This upcoming Monday is the memorial blowing of trumpets. With that said, men of Israel, Imajim, which means stand. Sarpan Yaha Kodam, which means turn and face the east. This is what it is. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabbat Shalom. Kodash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Naba'ah. Ratazakah. Hayah. Aisha. Barataza. Kowar. Ayah. Ashamayam. Nathan Lanawa. Lakam. Paul. Yawam. Wasalak Lanawa. Kawat now. Asalak now. Hawawat Yanao,
Hawawat Yanao,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Tabayanao,
Tabayano,
Wanasaya One,
Wanasaya One,
Abal,
Abal,
Hawashayanao,
Hoshayano,
Mayan,
Yan,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Saka,
Amalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Waha Allah,
Wahala,
Wahatha Para,
Wahatapa Ra,
I Walumyam,
Wapanya.
Aman. In English, what we said, our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done on earth,
will be done in earth,
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts,
We forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not to temptation,
Lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
the power,
and the glory,
the glory,
forever so be it.
which will be it.
Sar, which means turn. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem
Hashem
Ashab,
Hashem come.
which means may Yahweh bless you, brothers, in the name of who the world calls Christ. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alathan, Bashim Ashai. It means may Yahweh watch over you, sisters, and who the world calls Christ. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. Class dismissed.